Hello, loves. I'm gonna let you all start getting the notifications. It's 11 o'clock and I'm kind of wired up. Yeah, I see three people. Hey, Teresa. I didn't plan to be on long at all. I just wanted to get on for a few minutes. I really was just gonna make it like an open topic and just kind of talk to the chat. And just kind of talk to the chat. I finished doing my weekend. Don't you know I still do the weekend? I love the Wii Fitness, the Wii game exercise. I have salsa, I have country dance, and I have all of the Wii dance. One, two, three, four, five, all of them. And I love doing the exercise on that, doing the dance on that. I like the country dance too. Hey, Pee Wee Devon. Let's see. Is that Pee Wee Devon? Devin? Let's see. Ja loves my three. Diane, too pretty Miss Kitty. What's Miss Kitty? Clarinetta. Yes, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. I was looking at Facebook and I think a lot of people are just really, especially like around the Memphis area, like a lot of my Facebook friends are really melancholy about it. You know, I think the city, just looking at it as it is something that didn't have to happen. That's what it was. It didn't have to happen and it should not have happened. Cause what did it do for the city? And I'm sure the people that did this, that participated in it, that had this adrenaline rush, for the man to be taken out. It's 3 years later. I'm sure now that it finally happened, they don't have any gratification. You know why? Because I'm sure they've lost a lot too. So it's just really just sad. Yeah, I cry because number one, I'm a cry. I'm emotional anyways. That's why I be fussing all the time because I'm an emotional person, and but I be crying too. Oh Lord, I was like, Lord, my dad used to say that about my grandmother. I'm my mama's mom. I never seen a woman that cuss people out and then cry about it. And I think about that now because I remember my dad saying that when I was a little girl. And I think about that. I always remember that. I think about that now. I'm like, dog, I think I'm like my grandma. I cuss people out and I be crying and stuff. But I was emotional because it's just a sad thing, that young Dolph had lost his life and his life was interrupted and he was taken away from his children. And as I always say, like when people say, well, it was just God's will. And people get mad at me. I've had people to come into the chat and say, well, Miss Tamara, you can't say that. Well, yes, I can say that. When these people go out and commit these evil acts on taking a person's life, young Dolph's life was interrupted. And God ain't had nothing to do with what them folks got out and did. You'll never get me to believe God participated in the evilness of what those two men did. Okay, they did that on their own free will. People say, well, that God don't make mistakes. God did that. God didn't make Straight Drop and Cornelius do that. So it was just that was their evil will. It's just sad they interrupted that man's life. As a result, they interrupted their own lives. And look at what's happened as a result of that. It's been like a domino effect. I promise you, but when I start crying, when I get mad and I'm crying, oh my God, Jesus. Whew, Lord, I be hating it because I really can act up. I really can't act up. Hmm. So, so that's why it was so emotional to me. I don't know who man's straight drops Instagram, his social media, but they sure making the man look terrible. He already made himself look terrible, but it's just sad. And you had all of these old adults reposting their craziness, and it to me it just don't make no sense. Not only did young Dolph lose his life, but Straight Drop lost his life. Cornelius has basically lost his. It's gonna be more to lose theirs. I'm talking about their freedom and stuff. That's basically losing your life, right? So it's really just sad that it had to come to this with so much talent in the Memphis area. You would think that there would be like generational like money just circulating as it should be, but unfortunately these dudes chose another route. you know hey, it's sad, but the thing about it is they chose their own fate. To see him rocking back and forwards like he was. Hey, I wonder, do any of those OGs have any conviction about what they did? Sending out these younger dudes to go take out a man that they was jealous of. So you have to reap what you sow. Straight Drop got his. Even though Cornelius he told it because he got mad because they didn't do him right, right? But he didn't do Young Dolph right. So, but he jumped out and he was willing to go and shoot up anybody. So when people talk about Young Dolph security, having more security, them boys was, you had a junkie and you had a guy that was willing to sell his soul. And it's unfortunate. Hold on, y'all. I be hating it when I get around here and start losing shit. And that's exactly what I do. So, anyways, what y'all got going on tonight? I'm always losing something. It's because I have so much going on. I be losing stuff. I am so not in the mood. Hold on for a second, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I found it. So, but we already know that that wasn't Straight Drop that was posting on that page because the person that we saw in that courtroom looked like he's about to have a nervous breakdown. I wonder now, do he realize that it was not worth it? Yeah, they will. They will make it public. Tamara, I can tell you have a heart and it's real sensitive because no matter what, it's sad that the so-called OGs didn't right. That's what's really hurtful to me that the so-called OGs didn't take their position. They didn't handle their position right. And as you get older, the OGs is just another word for what the Bible reference as elders, right? And so the Bible says that the elders are to be reverenced, so to speak, because of their wisdom, to be listened to because of their wisdom. They live longer and all of that. But now these OGs, that's why so much bad stuff is happening to them because they look at, guys now as these young dudes are to be used and to go do their dirty work. That's why you find so many men and women that can't catch a break now because that bad karma be serving them so quick because they just don't do it right. They feel like any and everybody is to be used. I got an issue, go get the young nigga, he weak minded, they sizing people up and they think that it's a honor. Yeah, I sized that nigga up, I sized her up, she going. Yeah, I can use her, and so that's the reasons why a lot of bad karma is kind of circulating as it relates to a lot of people. No, so because anybody can tell, anybody that has any type of sensitivity, that has any type of human feelings, can look at Straight Drop in that courtroom rocking back and forth and tell that he was nervous. He's had time to detox. He's had the opportunity. He's 3 years older. He's still young. He's 3 years older. The only thing a lot of those people have done is boost him up so that he wouldn't mention their names. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You a jury and they ain't got no evidence on you, this, and that. When it was clear, them folks laid that out clearly. To be completely honest with you, the defense attorney knew that he was gonna be found guilty. Yeah, he knew he's a skilled defense attorney. That defense attorney that Straight Drop has used to be a prosecutor for Shelby County for many years. He was the assistant district attorney. And then he left and moved to Nashville and started practicing criminal law, defense law. So him being an ex-prosecutor, he knew just like Cornelius' attorney knew. Cornelius' attorney told Cornelius it would be better for him to just cooperate so that he wouldn't get 100 years like Straight Drop. And I mean, that's what Ganguly had Straight Drop going in the right direction. That's the exact thing very early on before they even got as much as they got now. They was consistently collecting evidence. If he had listened to Ganguly, he probably would have got 30 years because that was very early on. If he had just went on and pleaded out, yeah, he was shaking real bad. So I'm very sensitive to that. You know, Orange Mountain Quets, the Jukes, all of them, the Gottis, all of them, they should be ashamed of themselves. They really should, but you have to reap what you sow. You sure got to reap what you sow. Um, Prompting his album promoting. Drake Drop still got it posted, shaking my head. Well, he ain't ready for somebody said be quiet. Somebody said I said be quiet. Somebody said it. I couldn't have said it any better. One of my subs said earlier, it's unfortunate because now he's getting ready to have a life of hell. He's getting ready to go behind the wall with where he's gonna really have to become animalistic. And he ain't ready for that. Going back there with all the men who have been behind the wall for 100 years, way longer than him. They've developed a mentality whereas they just don't care. I'll never forget. There was this guy that I had known when I was younger, and he was be quiet. We went to junior high school together. And who grew up around the Whitehaven area had he came from a really good home. He was always funny, and he and his brothers were always real nice looking too. And I remember how he was in junior high school, right? If I remember, I s- I said, "Be quiet." I remember, I remember that he had gotten in some trouble, right? Where they had killed a man, and he got life. So I remember when I started working for the sheriff's office, I was walking through the jail one day, going to the cafeteria, and they was transporting him in ASEG. That he was down there in the hole. I remember looking at his eyes like there was nothing there at all. Like it was like there was nothing. He knew that he was going back and forth to court. He knew that he was going, he was getting ready to because they ship him back down to 201 whenever they have to go to court and stuff. He knew that was it for him. Like it was his eyes. You could tell, look at his eyes and tell that there was nothing there anymore. Like no feelings of anything. Straight drop today, he still got feelings. Okay. What he did was he had a bunch of old ass niggas to boost him up to do an animalistic thing. And also he thought he was gonna make it big. They manipulated him. But you could tell in the courtroom there's some feelings, right? He rocking back and forth and all of that. But probably in a few more years, if he live it out, if we see him again, it ain't gonna be no feelings because he gonna have to really try to figure out a way to survive behind that wall with all of them gorillas and monsters, okay? And that's just sad that a 26-year-old boy put himself in that position. I hate that, Orange Mountain Quet and them manipulated him. They really, if he was like a Orange Mountain Quet is old enough to be his father. So Cornelius said they were like brothers. I really wish that he had did it another way, right? But greed is something else. So hey, everybody has to pay for their own crimes and sins because you have to reap what you sow. And so it's unfortunate. So that's why I say, what will, full justice look like for young Dolph? His family, the prosecutors, and all of that has definitely let it be known that there's something more to come. Mia J spoke about she will patiently wait out the justice system. I understand when she was, when they was changing attorneys, changing judges. Straight Drop's attorney was getting paid quite a bit of money. So what ended up happening was whoever it was that was paying him, um, he wanted to keep getting paid that money. Unfortunately, Judge Coffey was just a casualty. So if he can, that was an easy thing. If he can make these arguments and get the judge removed off of the case, that makes whoever it was paying him bring him another $50,000 return. All he really doing something. So when that happened, you saw a lot of people on social media talking about, yeah, this lawyer get ready to get straight drop off. Yeah, this lawyer, he connected, he gonna do this, this, and that. I mean, any lawyer could have did that, but that lawyer knew what to do to keep getting that money. He was getting that generational wealth, and so he could put his kids through school and be able to retire and all of that. And so that's what he did. He ended up going to the Tennessee Supreme Court, and Judge Coffey just didn't want the trouble anymore, and I don't blame him. He just went ahead and removed himself. So that was nothing. That gave Straight Drop false hope. Well, when he asked the judge, um, you know, if he could go outside of Shelby County to get jurors, because the plan was to ask if he wanted the case moved. And but he slow walked it. He didn't expect for her to say, yeah, you can go outside of Shelby County. He was hoping that she would say no so he could play more games, and she said yes. And what happened was Straight Drop stood a better chance if he had gotten jurors from out of Memphis. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Memphis is chocolate city for real. Chocolate city and county. So I know Straight Drop's attorney was being paid by CMG, so they put him there to make sure that he didn't plead out, so he didn't tell on them or nothing. And so when I was told that he went like around Madison County, and all of that, but that would be Jackson and Covington to get jurors, okay? But I guess they got them from out of Nashville. No attorney would have ever allowed for all of those white people to be, especially when it comes to something like this. That's why I say what was he really there for, to sabotage him like he did? Because any other attorney, when they look like what they would have had him to go ahead plead out. At least you can get out, by the time your child 30 or something. But he was there to ensure that he didn't. But no attorney, especially with a young black man that's rapping, that has a history of crime. You go up there further, up there getting closer to the mountains, going around Nashville, and you get majority white jurors. They don't have no understanding of anything as it relates to, because most attorneys always try to get, and if they can have a mixture of it, they always try to get jurors that are black, especially if it's a young black man, and kind of young, right? When you start going to get them, his attorney really set him up, but that's just the way it had to turn out anyways, right? He was playing games and it backfired on him. It had to turn out that way. It would have turned out that way anyways, either way, because you have to reap what you sow. So, will Orange Man quit go to trial? I don't know. I hear a lot of people asking about that. I don't really know what's going on with Orange Man quit at this point, because Straight Drop's attorney alluded to something was going on and said they had a witness that they could have called who was involved in this, and the prosecutors chose not to call him. I don't think the prosecutors addressed that. I believe that there is a reason for it, but um, Straight Drop's attorney basically wanted to put out a whole lot of stuff, but Cornelius put the majority of it out. He said a lot of stuff that Straight Drop didn't want to say. He said Straight Drop definitely thinks he's still getting out and CMG will welcome him in. Do y'all think the baby mama going to let his daughter keep in touch? Well, I mean, they can do phone chats and stuff now from jail, so she'll be able to, I guess, FaceTime him. Positive Vibe says they need that witness for something else. Hey, Mr. Parker. This crime isn't 15 years. Cornelius sound like he come to terms with it, but go over here. Yeah, Cornelius came to terms with it. He has. He came to terms with it, and I'm happy that he did. Because he went up there like a raging lunatic and shot that man up. He went up there and shot that man up and killed that man. That's just so sad. Hold on. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? I would appreciate that a lot. Okay.
Been in it, never seen it, never been in it with Justin Johnson.
Correct.
Right? Okay, just to be clear.
Correct.
How about how many times would you say you've met with the state law enforcement included, right? In preparing to testify to that?
Couple times, three, 4 times.
Okay.
4 times.
Does that include are you including that time back in December, right, when you were picked up?
No.
Okay. So 3 or 4 times since. Right. And one of the times you met with them was in March of 22. You remember meeting with them then? Sometime around then?
I don't know the exact months and stuff like that. I got my
Yeah,
lawyers
Google
involved, so I
yeah.
don't know. I can't just pinpoint exactly what month.
Well, I'll say it like this. You started out with a different lawyer and you ended up with the lawyer you have now, right?
No, sir. No, sir. He was never hired.
Okay, well, you got paid.
No, he did not get paid.
Didn't you get paid?
No,
Didn't you get $50,000?
he did not. He ain't signed my jacket saying he represented
That's not what
me.
I'm asking
I
you.
just talked to him.
That's not what I'm asking you.
Right. You asked me.
He got $50,000.
Oh, wait a minute. So,
Hold on just a second. Ask your question, wait for a response.
you mean,
The original lawyer in your case got $50,000 to represent you. Did he not?
I don't know exactly how much you get. I don't know. I
Okay.
can't say.
All right. And you knew that, just we're all clear here, that money came from CMG, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly who, but yeah.
All right. So you talked today, you got paid for what you just
So
testified
it was
to.
the stuff that I missed.
Didn't you?
I'm glad I went back and looked at that. So I didn't know that Cornelius admitted that the money for his lawyer came from CMG. I didn't think he admitted to it. I thought he said, I don't know where it came from, but he said, yeah, it did. The money, the $50,000 to pay for his lawyer, he said, yeah, it did come from CMG.
After I was locked up,
You got paid,
my
right?
lawyer was paid. Lawyer,
You got $50,000 to pay a lawyer, right?
I didn't get it in my hand. Correct. I don't know how much it was, but correct, my lawyer got paid.
Okay. And there's no question that that money was for services rendered. Killing dog.
Basically.
You took it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did your conscience bother you?
Come on.
Your conscience.
After I came to my senses, yeah.
Did you say, I can't have that money? I can't use that money because you still got a lawyer here.
No, I ain't say that. I ain't say
You took
that.
the money.
Yeah, I took the money. I got the money.
Your conscience wasn't bothering you that bad, right? You said your conscience started bothering you, but not bad enough not to take the money for the job you did.
Well, I had already did it, so might as well. You know, I got a conscience still. After I came to my senses.
Right. Okay. So you didn't think, man, I really shouldn't be able to keep money for killing somebody.
I didn't think like that.
Okay. Now, at the end of this, you said you're direct. You said something about, you saw a picture of the person, you said Mr. Johnson with a suitcase. And you said he was there with his money getting out of town.
Right.
To be clear, you don't have any direct knowledge of Justin Johnson getting a dime for this, right?
Nah, I ain't got nothing.
Okay. So you can't say he's leaving with his money, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, a couple other things specifically. When you, as you say it, let's kind of put a timing on this. So you said March, you got your current lawyer, and you went back and met with the government again, right? Or the state.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know what month, like I said, I can't say what
Okay.
like they can win.
But if I told you you met with law enforcement around March 13th of 22, does that sound about right?
I can't put the date on it. I ain't
Okay.
even counted the name.
Well, let me ask you this. You said you had a change of heart and your conscience started getting to you. You wanted to tell the truth. When did that happen?
Like a couple months after I sobered all the way up, while I was in jail,
Yeah.
sobered all the way up. I ain't in my senses, like, it was wrong.
Okay. So you got December is when you go to jail, December 9th.
Yeah, December 9th.
So a couple of months from then, you sober up. That's when you come to your senses.
Yeah, and then Justin had sent me a letter saying,
Well, I'm not asking you what Justin sent you a
I'm
letter
saying
saying.
what automatically made me come to my senses and like, you know, it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? When he said, cut him loose, take the juke, and quit down with me.
Okay. So you're saying Mr. Johnson sent you something saying, he actually said he didn't do it, right?
Now, he didn't say he didn't do it. Then. He said, cut him loose and take the juke and quit down with me because they ain't messing with us.
Oh, you mean tell the truth? Because he didn't have anything to do with it. Tell the truth.
Nah, he's saying me take the downfall.
Oh, okay.
Cut him loose, let him go.
Okay.
And tell him get quit and him change clothes and quit with me instead of him.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Did you get it directly from Justin Johnson, this kite you're talking about?
You know, we got rock meeting and stuff, but we were talking through the vent. I was in E Park, he was in E Park. We were talking through the vent.
Did you get it directly from Justin Johnson?
Nah.
Did you see him write it?
Did I get it? He said, did you get that? Did you get that kite?
Did you see him write it?
Nah, I ain't see him right. I'm in another part. We
Right. You can't even see him.
When he asked me, did I get that kite?
Okay.
He sent me more than one. He sent another one and said he got 7K. I could take that. I'll leave.
Where's that?
I don't know where it's at.
You lost it?
Nah. I sent it on out to my folks.
Okay.
Sent
All
it
right.
on out to my folks. My sister.
Okay. So you started telling the truth then. So surely by August, you met with the state in August 10th of 22. Surely by then you're telling the truth.
Yeah, you don't tell the truth.
And you would agree with me, the truth doesn't change. It's the truth, right?
Yeah, the truth. You know, quit.
Yeah, he's telling on the jealous too. They took the kite.
Kept me, so might as well tell the truth. If we gonna tell the truth.
Okay. So today, for the first time ever, you testified.
Listen, y'all, this is what I want to say. They paid him $800 to take out Young Dolph, and then Straight Drop wanted to pay him $7,000 to take the full blame and let him go. Ain't that some shit?
That you wiped that Mercedes down.
Yeah.
You've never said that before.
No, I ain't know.
You never told them. You never told them that you wiped that Mercedes down?
I never told detectives when I talked to them. No.
Why would you not tell them? They've asked you every question under the sun about this case, right?
I said detectives. I never admitted that I was involved to detectives when I first got locked up December 9th.
You know they take notes and they recorded your entire interview
Right.
from August.
Right.
Why didn't you tell them in August you wiped the car down?
Because we were talking about so much, you know, it slipped my mind from.
And they specifically asked you, and you said
They ain't asked me to get away with cutting in it. They can specifically
You don't recall them asking you and you saying, Justin said he had someone wipe the car down.
Yeah, he told me he had somebody to wipe the car down too.
But you didn't think to ask him,
I
right?
told him, did I wipe it down? He said, you use the right stuff, because I got somebody else to wipe it down. You know what I'm saying?
So now you're saying you told Justin that you went and wiped it down.
Yeah, I told him too.
Why didn't you tell that to law enforcement who's seeking the truth from you, right?
That was stuff slip a person mind too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Kind of an important
Okay.
detail.
they ain't asked me to get away with cutting him, so
You don't think so?
I don't recall.
Well, your fingerprints are on that car,
Correct,
right?
correct.
So when did you go do that?
Like, a couple days after the shooting.
Did you tell Quet? Did you go by Quet's house?
Yeah, I had called quick and told him that I was finna walk in their backyard, so he'll know who walking over there. I ain't called him.
So you called him, you let him know, you walked through his backyard.
Not through his backyard, that I was finna walk in the backyard where the car was at.
Okay. Why would you need to tell Quet you were gonna be at the car across the street?
Because he got cameras. So I ain't want him to think nobody trying to get him enough to get shooting at me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, let him know what's up.
And just to be clear, does he have cameras on the abandoned house, or you're just saying shooting out from his, facing out from his house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But testimony today is you called Quet and told him you were gonna go over there and wipe that car down. Okay. And you didn't tell law enforcement that either. Does that surprise you that you wouldn't have told them, hey, I even called Quet and told him I was gonna go over and do it?
Nah, because, you know, like I say, stuff slip a person mind at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, when law enforcement talking to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just finna remember everything bit for bit right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, 3 or 4 times, as you said it, right? To meet with him, to go over it, to think about it. You were able to talk with counsel before you went into this. You were able to look at paperwork before you went in, right?
Before I went in with.
And met with him.
Yeah, what you mean though? What you saying? Like, what you saying?
It just slipped your mind.
Nah, what you saying? Like,
No,
what
I-
slipped my mind? What you saying?
To tell them all the details.
Yeah, I couldn't just remember detail like that.
Because it's hard to keep up with details when you're lying. You would agree with that, right?
Nah,
No?
Nah, when you tell them the truth, like, and you
Okay.
nervous, like, it's hard to keep up with
Alright.
detail.
So
So you're saying that one just slipped your mind. Okay. You didn't bring it up, they didn't ask you. It just slipped your mind. Okay.
I answered the questions they asked me correctly, you know, like, if they ain't asked me, if I don't recall them asking me, I ain't answering.
So law enforcement specifically asked you
About this $800 that you got after the shooting, right?
Right.
and today, I just want to make clear,
You're saying that
$500 was hand delivered by Justin with a letter to your neighbor.
Right.
And her name, just to be clear, is Vivian Fifi, right?
Correct.
Lives next door to your dad.
Correct.
And you know that happened, correct?
Correct.
you say you were on the phone with
Justin and Miss Fifi when that was happening.
Correct.
And to confirm that Miss Fifi actually got the money,
Correct.
okay? Now, but you would agree with me that's not the story you first told law enforcement, right?
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
I can't say it's correct in that, because I don't know what I told them, like, when I first talked to them.
But is that
I
the
can't
truth?
recall the interview that I had with them back then, so I can't say it's correct or it's not.
Okay.
I can't say-
Well, did you tell them that you told them the truth, right?
yeah, I
Okay.
told them the truth.
All
I
right.
told them.
So, in that same interview, if that's the truth with Miss Fifi, in that same interview,
earlier, why would you tell them that some masked man came in a Chrysler 300 on 2 occasions
No, I
and
did
said,
not say that.
you didn't say that.
I didn't say that earlier. I did not say that. Yeah, the madman on 2 occasions came.
You didn't say that.
Justin dropped it off to Miss PP the first time, and he had somebody with a mask on the second time with $300. That's what I see.
So if that interview recording's got your voice saying that you and Angela backed up in the driveway next door and on 2 separate occasions, the first time somebody brought $500 and your girlfriend Angela got out and got it and you stayed in the car, and then on another occasion, which is what you said today, somebody bought $300 and Angela got out and got it. You're saying that's just not it. Like, you didn't say that. Somebody else jumped in your interview that was recorded and said those things.
Yeah, I don't remember saying all that. I can't recall the interview. Like, I got to hear it for me to say, yeah, you know, I see it. Yeah, I got to hear the interview.
Okay. But if you were telling the truth, you wouldn't have any trouble, right? Going, did I say that or not? Because you know you didn't say it because you told the truth.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling
This time or that time?
I've been telling the truth all the time, all along.
Okay.
Since that good, might as well tell the truth.
A couple of things. You had only two conversations. Well, let me back up. You had one conversation at Quet's house where Jook was there, correct?
Correct.
Justin wasn't there.
Nah, you want to.
And then you said you had an earlier conversation with just you and Quet about the doll fit, correct?
Correct.
Now, this conversation that you had at Quet's with Juke was there. I think you said you went to buy X pills.
Correct.
You weren't going over there for the specific purpose of saying you wanted a chance at killing Dolph.
Nah.
No? Did you ever, during that meeting that you had with Jook and Quet present, did you ever say that you can get up on Dolph real easy because you know where his aunt lives and you see him over there at least once a week?
No.
Never said that.
That was easy.
Now, you've testified today that no promises were made, right? But you're expecting to get consideration.
Nah.
No? You're not expecting to get any consideration for your sentence in this case, based on what you're doing here today.
But I know I'm going to jail anyway, so
Okay.
might as well be real, get it off my chest, feel better. Start my healing process.
It's not what you told your sisters. And you wrote them back in March of 22.
I don't know. Probably not.
You lied to them?
I say anything. I don't know.
Now we're getting somewhere. You'd say anything.
I'm saying like in the letters because I know for sure that they taking my letters and stuff. So
You told them my lawyer is trying to tell me my best out is working with the feds, helping them, something I've never done in my life.
yeah,
So you're telling them I didn't do this. I didn't really do it. But I'm going to say I did it so I can get out of prison.
nah, I ain't saying it like that. I ain't saying it like that. Like I'm saying like it's my best out to be honest and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be truthful because they already know. So if they already know, why play with these folks? They already know.
And then you said, just so on that point, your lawyer, he said that's the only way I will not do life in jail.
Yeah, if I said it then, you know, if you know what I said, if I wrote that, I said it then. So I ain't finna say I didn't write it.
And then you say that you're hoping essentially not to do any time because your lawyer that you have now was responsible for getting one of the people in the Holly Bobo case out without doing any jail time.
Hey, rest in peace,
Yeah, I
young
told
dog.
them his history, you know what I'm saying? Like his history.
Y'all had to make me some hot
what
tea.
he did in the past ain't got nothing to do with this.
Y'all know I started getting tired.
No? So you weren't expecting to walk free after today? That's not what you were expecting?
After them folks kept telling me I ain't going, I said forget it. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't, it is what it is. I'm being real. So it is what it is. I feel better now.
Okay.
I told you.
Because you told your
I told
sisters,
y'all.
they got to let me walk free if I make any deals with them.
He tried to get them, give him 3 years. I told y'all.
About no, like them folks teachers and stuff like that. They bring him on nothing about no jail time or nothing like that. So, you know, we just praying, hoping for the best outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like we just leaving in God.
All right, I did that. I did that by mistake. Hold on. I ended up hitting something that I shouldn't have because I was moving around. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if we can go back to exactly where we were at. Hold on.
Exactly. Boulevard aired.
J.R. Kilmer.
After the golf killing, okay? You have an attorney for that case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And he's actually in the courtroom today.
Yes, sir.
You have pled guilty to being an accessory after the fact, several counts of that offense for taking control over a car your brother was driving afterwards, for taking control over
We got the same dad, different mom.
Hold on. That's the wrong one, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to hear Jamarcus. I wanted to hear the prosecutors.
Hoping for the best, you know what I'm saying? Outcome, you know what I'm saying? Faith.
Exactly. Hoping to walk free
I told y'all
if you go
Cornelius
in
wanted them
and
to
testify
give
in this
3
case,
years.
right?
Before I talk
They
to them
wouldn't go
folks
for-
and stuff like that, like, before I talk to them, they want to tell my sister, them, like, man, I ain't never did no police ass shit, but, you know what I'm saying? Quinn already told them everything. They already knew everything, so I might as well, you know, tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Tell my road, tell his road, you know what I'm saying? So, be honest.
Well, and you bring up Quet in this letter. You even tell your sisters that when you saw Quet on December 8th, it was like he had a limited time to find somebody to pin this on. Talking about Quet.
Hey, you know, I was just getting locked up, right? So I wasn't finna say, yeah, that was me. I'm not finna say, yeah, I know that was me or nothing like that. Any letter. I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna do it.
You hadn't just got locked up. Agreed? You got locked up in December. This is in March.
Yeah, but I'm still just locked up over here. I came over here in January 11th. So I'm over here now, and I know it, man, everything I do, say, whatever, right? They might intercept it. They might listen on the phone, so I can't talk like I really want to. You know, letters of me.
You repeatedly say in these letters to your sisters that you didn't do this, and you're only going to lie to get yourself a deal. Fair? Whether it was true, whether you say you were lying to them or not, that's what you said here.
I said it in that letter once again. I just got over it. I know my case over. I ain't talked to no state or nothing like that. I ain't talked to nobody. So I'm not finna admit to doing nothing in no letter, knowing they might interfere in it. Take it.
You met with law enforcement in December, on December 9th, the day of your arrest.
He said intervene.
And within days of writing this, and maybe before then, well, you didn't remember. In days of writing this, you're back meeting with law enforcement.
December the 9th?
In March 13th.
You said December the 9th.
You met with them in December 9th?
December the 9th, March.
You're back meeting with them March 13th of 22. Days after writing this letter to your sister, or these letters to your sister.
Well, if it was after I wrote that to my sisters, then I wasn't gonna confess because you said I wrote that before I met with them, right?
So I guess what you're saying that is when you met with law enforcement, if it was in March, that you realized you weren't going to lie and you decided to tell the truth then.
To the law enforcement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this issue about the $50,000 we talked about earlier, you went into a proffer sometime in March and lied about the $50,000.
What you mean?
You didn't tell them that you had gotten $50,000 for killing Dolph.
I didn't tell them because that was for my lawyer.
Okay.
That was for my lawyer. So I ain't tell them right then and there.
And then in August, you and your lawyer have to appear for another proffer, and you have to clear that up because you lied.
Yeah, I kept it G. Like, you know, yeah, my lawyer told me that the best thing to do, G, be honest. That is to me.
Okay. But you still weren't honest
even after meeting with them the first time, and then in August, you meet with them again.
Hold up, what you mean I wasn't honest after meeting with them? Hold up, what you
In March. You lied about the money in March.
in March? Like, what, why I lie about some money?
You
in
didn't
March?
tell them you got any money for killing Dolph.
Nah, look, when I spoke to my lawyer, and my lawyer told me to be honest, I was honest with them.
Okay.
I was honest with them. I told them about the 800, so I ain't tell them I got no money for killing Dolph. I told y'all about the 800. So how I didn't tell you that?
Now, you originally even tried to get your girlfriend to lie for you, right? With an alibi, Angela.
Yeah, I did.
Who's Letitia Jackson?
That's my baby mom, my kid mom.
Okay. Now, I think you said, well, let me ask you this, was the day that you shot Dolph, the day before that, did you know you were gonna shoot Dolph?
Nah, I ain't know nothing about all this, but I ain't know we were gonna catch Dolph or nothing. But the next day was the day we caught Dolph, that was my baby girl's birthday, to be honest.
Okay.
And I know I told her about a house, buying them a house and all that because I knew that they already had hits on everybody's head and we was out looking for somebody. We didn't know we were gonna catch Dolph.
You heard what he said, didn't you? He said, I knew that they had hits on everybody's head. He said they. He didn't say Big Juke by himself. He said, I knew they had hits on everybody's head.
Okay. Now, I think you said, well, let me ask you this, was the day that you shot Dolph, the day before that, did you know you were gonna shoot Dolph?
Nah, I ain't know nothing about all this, but I ain't know we were gonna catch Dolph or nothing. But the next day was the day we caught Dolph, that was my baby girl's birthday, to be honest.
Okay.
And I know I told her about a house, buying them a house and all that because I knew that they already had hits on everybody's head and we was out looking for somebody. We didn't know we were gonna catch Dolph. We didn't know who we were gonna catch.
Shaq.
Is that why it was a particularly big day for you?
Which means big day.
Well, you text Miss Jackson, let's see, 9:05 a.m. on November 17th, 2021, you say, good morning. I went to sleep in the midst of texting you to knowing today is my big day.
My baby birthday. My daughter's birthday.
November 17th?
Yeah, my daughter.
You went and killed a man on your daughter's birthday?
Hey, I'm trying to make it right for her. I ain't had no money. I'm trying to get some money that day. So I'm trying to make sure my baby girl, man, have a beautiful birthday. So it was whatever. Then I'm trying to get high on pills. It was whatever.
Man,
But you're telling her you're gonna buy her house, you're gonna give her $10,000 for rent?
I said this
Right.
day before.
The day before.
Yeah, you know, I can tell female lie, you know what I mean? Like, that's my baby mama. I was trying to get back with her, whatever. It ain't just like, you know, it's just game. You know what I'm saying? It's just game. And about all, like, just game.
So you're just lying to her too?
I ain't saying lying. I ain't gonna say that. Game and lying is two different things because,
Okay.
you know, you tell the person what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Tell the
Like
person-
these fine people.
Nah, I don't know them. I don't know them. So, ain't got no reason to let them know that.
So if it's game, it ain't a lie.
I ain't trying to run game on nobody here, man.
You sure?
Plus, I put myself in the murder, so I don't run game. Make sense now.
But you think you're walking.
I ain't saying I'm walking. That fellow just told me, them folks been told me I'm doing time, so, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
So at the shooting itself, I just want to be clear on this. You say Justin got shot.
You got scraped on the back.
Explain to me the difference between a scrape and getting shot.
Like, you know, when you fall and you scrape your knee or something, like the bullet glaze your bit, like it glazed my leg, and I got hit, and it went in my bed.
Okay, so you're saying a bullet grazed when you say
Yeah.
scrape. I just want to make sure I understand. Okay, so you're saying Justin got grazed, a bullet grazed on his back.
Yeah,
Was he bleeding?
yeah, he would bleed, but it wasn't like mine was. Like,
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you.
no hit it like mine was.
How much was your leg bleeding a lot?
Yeah, my leg was bleeding a little bit. Like, you can see the skin, you know what I'm saying? Scab, skin, and stuff like that. But it was just glazed, but my arm went in and rested in my back.
And you said that when you went to Keona's house, that she did some wound care on you and Justin.
We helped each other. All of us helped each other.
Okay, so you wiped Justin's back down?
Yeah,
that spot?
she would help him with a tab, and you know, we were helping each other. Yeah, helping each other.
Okay. And I think you said when y'all got to Keona's house, you changed clothes when you went in,
Yeah,
both of you.
yeah.
And then you identified a person you said was Mr. Johnson that came out and then stuck his head in a Charger, but you were in the house. But you said that was,
He came out and got the wound kit.
all right. So did y'all do the wound care before changing clothes or after you got the wound kit?
Before the wound kit came, we had a towel and soap and stuff and peroxide. You know what I'm saying? We were doing it like this.
Okay. When you met with Juke and Quet, Quet was doing most of the talking. Go back, right?
He told me.
And you testified earlier about this, just to be clear, Govan before the hit on dog, before you did it, had already negotiated with you to get $10,000.
Yeah, from me and 10,000 from Justin.
Okay. Now, I want to be clear about, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but I want to make sure $10,000 to you, you talked about it before, and then he came back to you after the fact and asked you about the 10 because he wanted his money, right?
Yeah, I want a man too.
Okay. Now, you said today, pretty matter-of-factly, that he had the same $10,000 from Justin. But when you were interviewed by law enforcement in August, they asked you that. And you said, I think he had the same deal with Justin. Right? So do you know it or do you think it?
I probably did say that then, but basically I'm saying the same thing I said then.
So you're not sure?
I'm saying
don't-
the same thing I said then.
Okay, that you think he did.
I'm saying the same thing I said then. You can put it how you want to put it, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
I'm putting it the way you put it.
What I know, you know what I'm saying? What I know.
All right?
Yeah.
Well, if you know it, why would you tell them then that you thought it? I think he got it. Why wouldn't you go, he got it? He had the same deal. I was there.
It's because just ain't bring me my money, so I don't know what he gave me. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
One moment, Judge.
Y'all, do Cornelius seem like he nervous? He went and killed young Dolph with them short ass fingers.
When you were in the white Mercedes, you were bleeding a lot, right? Bleeding a lot.
Nah. I wasn't bleeding a lot.
So you told law enforcement that you were bleeding really bad.
Yeah, once it started coming out, once I see it, saw it, start panicking, you know, like, dang, blood started coming out. But I know not to panic that bad though, because I've been shot before. So in the white space, I'm sitting up like this, so my blood won't get nowhere in the car. Sitting up like this, and we driving at a fast pace. So I jump out this and jump at this position, right?
Okay. You got a gunshot in your shoulder, a graze on your leg, and you say Mr. Johnson's been grazed on his back,
Correct.
and you can see the graze, right?
Nah, I
You
ain't
can see
looked at it, cause when he driving, I'm making sure, we didn't know he was glazed at first, so I'm trying to make sure he don't wreck. So I'm like, you all right? You all right? I'm talking to him. But he said he been hit too.
Okay, he said he got hit. You've gotten grazed on your leg. You can look down, you felt it, and then you can look down and see it,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
All right. Now, you said you wiped down this car. How'd you wipe down the car? And what'd you do?
what you mean?
How did you wipe down the car? What'd you do? You walked through the backyard, you walked up to the car. What did you do next?
And, you know, I had like peroxide and bleach and stuff, and wiping, cutting.
Peroxide and bleach. So you walked back through this yard and you had big things of peroxide and bleach in your hands.
You trying to say how I did it with a shot on?
I know, I'm just saying, I want to know how you did it.
See when you getting it.
I want to know how you did it. I might need to wipe down a car. I don't know.
All right, wait.
So how'd you do it?
Man, I just wiped the guy there, you know what I'm saying? I got wiped the guy there.
All right, where'd you wipe?
Inside and stuff. Inside in the dope down the him.
Door band?
Hey,
So you wiped down, where'd you wipe down on the inside?
like the armrest, seat and stuff in the dope down.
Okay. What about the outside of the car?
Dope down. Dope down. You know what I'm saying? Wipe the dope down down.
Anything else?
The outside? Nah, just dope down. Shit.
And you know your prints on the car.
Yeah, I ain't know that my print was on the car at the time, but I'm wiping the dope down where I know I touch, you know what I'm saying? Like dope pound and stuff like this. And the blood department, I was just trying to wipe real fast. But I ain't want the lawn to go out, so I was just trying to wipe real fast. Cause it's late, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to get caught by the cop. It's late. I'm shot, but I'm bandaged up, you know. So, and I ain't trying to let my hat go down because I was on some pills and stuff.
What'd you do with the stuff afterwards?
What's the?
The stuff you used to clean the car?
I just had it already on the towel, and I went back there and did it real fast.
Okay, so back just a few minutes ago, I said you walked back there with like containers of peroxide and bleach and a towel, and you said yes.
I ain't say that.
So I want to make sure you had it was just on the towel.
Yeah, it was on the towel.
Okay. So just one towel. What'd you do with the towel?
I took it back with me.
Who drove you there?
My dad. I made her hit the block. Hit the block while she let me out, and I got out and walked up, went back there.
And your girl's Angela Arnold.
Yeah.
And just so I'm clear, when would this have been in relation to you shoot off on the 17th? Same day?
No.
2 day, 1 day later, 2 days later?
It wasn't. I can't tell you exactly, but it was a couple days later before they found the car.
Okay.
It probably was the night before they found the car.
And so she dropped you off, was she in the tracks?
She dropped me off on Barron, and I got out.
Barrett?
Barron Street.
Okay.
And I got out on foot. Whoa. I ain't want to truck.
Hey, Miss D.
Street and then
Okay. Was it day or night?
nighttime.
Was she in the tracks?
Yeah.
Now, did Quet ever tell you that either he or someone else had wiped the car down?
Quick?
Yeah.
Nah, just told me that he had somebody to wait for car in.
And you were testified about leaving your cell phone in there
Yeah, I left in the blue
in the
phone.
glove box. All right. But you had already went to Pressure World and done all that by the time you go back to wipe it.
Went to
That's
Pressure
all.
World done what?
Got in your phone.
Yeah, I went to Pressure World today, and right after we shut off, like after we split up from the apartment, I went to Pressure World. Same day.
When you talked about in your testimony about getting a car covered,
Yeah,
when is that in relation to when you wipe the car down?
like when Queen gave me the money for the car cover, it was the same day that they had found the car. Same, like early that morning, he gave me the money for the car cover. And I was gonna put it on there later on the night, but they found the car.
And just to be clear, if I remember right, you said Quet called you to say, I need you to come over here, get money for a car cover, go cover that car.
Him and Justin was talking about that anyway. Him and Justin was talking about that anyway.
Well, were you part of were you part of the conversation between Govan and Justin to be talking about that anyway?
What you mean? It was like
You just said he and Justin were talking about that. Were you
Yeah.
part of those
Justin
conversations?
was telling him he was gonna send him some cash out money to buy a car cover so we could cover.
How do
the
you
car.
know that?
Because I went over there, I was over Govan house, I had they got some pills for me and everything. Like, and we were talking about we had to get rid of this car. We were saying we need to get rid of this car, burn this car up.
And you're saying that Govan's telling you he's in contact with Justin. And
Yeah.
Justin, okay, all right. And just to be clear, when it comes to Govan or Quet, is it y'all need to take care of this problem, or is it we, him included, need to take care of this problem?
He saying me and Justin really need to get rid of that car. He told me because if they question him, he gonna tell them how they really massive, so he give it to his gambler. That's what he said.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
I know, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be super quick, Judge. The last thing,
Yeah, something
I
wrong with
just probably
Cornelius.
didn't understand.
Yeah, something is wrong with Cornelius for real. I think it's some mental illness going on there. Did you hear him when he said, "Thank you, Mr. Smith"? This is it's
Were you part of the
Yeah,
conversation
he had been
between
on drugs
Govan and Justin
too
to be talking about that anyway?
What you mean? Was like
You just said he and Justin were talking about that. Were you
Yeah.
part of those
Justin
conversations?
was telling him he was gonna send him some cash out money to buy a car cover so we could cover.
How do
the
you
car.
know that?
Because I went over there, I was over Govan house, I had they got some pills for me and everything. Like, and we were talking about we had to get rid of this car. We were saying we need to get rid of this car, burn this car up.
And you're saying that Govan's telling you he's in contact with Justin. And
Yeah.
Justin, okay, all right. And just to be clear, when it comes to Govan,
Listen to what Cornelius said.
is
Cornelius
it y'all need to take care of
said
this
he
problem,
been,
or
he
is
was on
it
drugs too long.
we, him included, need to take care of this problem?
He saying me and Justin really need to get rid of that car. He told me because if they question him, he gonna tell them how they really massive, so he give it to his gambler. That's what he said.
What's Willie Massey?
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
I know, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be super quick.
Yeah, something wrong with. He said, "Thank you, Mr. Smith." Oh, no problem. Something wrong with Cornelius. Oh, no problem. Lord have mercy. Yeah, he was on drugs too long. Lord have mercy. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all look at Straight Drop's face right here. Look at his eyes. Look like his soul left his body. He looking at Cornelius up there like, you motherfucker. I wanted to hear Hagerman. Hold on.
We're still open. We saw him run to the parking lot. He's here with a shoot bag. I'm going to spend some time with two things. This Mercedes, these two people, Justin Cornelius,
Straight Drop knew that they were going to convict him. He knew from day
they
one.
didn't fall out of the sky on a Wednesday at 12:20 in the afternoon at a cookie store. They had been looking.
Yeah, Jamarcus been talking spicy
They
too.
followed them. And for them, this just business. This was just business. They don't even know each other that well. Let's start with Cornelius. Cornelius is from this neighborhood, Orange Mound. He's in his early 30s now. Cornelius has had serious drug problem. He does ecstasy and Percocet. He gets his drugs over on Bradley Street, just over 2 miles from the scene, from a man whose name you have heard, Hernandez Gobin. They don't call him that, though. They call him Quet. His middle name is Marquette, and it's shortened to Quet. So Cornelius gets his drugs from Quet. Quet is what in Memphis we call an old head, older guy, lives in the neighborhood, lifelong criminal, in and out of jail through the years. Quet sells drugs. Quet gambles on sports like crazy, online sports stuff. And then Quet tries to identify young rappers and tries to shop them to CMG, hoping to get a cut, hoping to hit it big. Years ago, he and his brother missed out on one of those big rappers. But Quet knew a young rapper.
Y'all, who was it that Quet missed out on years ago? He said years ago, Quet missed out on one of those rappers. So the way he talked, that he had a consistent pattern of getting artists trying to shop him to CMG. I wonder who that artist was that they missed
Who
out
he was in
on.
the process of shopping to CMG.
Oh, Lil Flip.
And that young rapper is Justin Johnson, who goes by Straight Drop. Sometimes I just call him Drop.
Yeah, I was emotional, Miss D.
So Quet's the common person. He knows Cornelius from the neighborhood, knows him well, sells him drugs. He knows Justin Johnson. He's trying to get him to be the next CMG rapper. But not just that. The business is not just rap. Because Big Jook, person I told you about before, that number 2 guy at CMG,
Because it really was. It was sad. It really is.
he's put
It's
out a hit.
bittersweet. It's bittersweet.
A hit. $100,000 to whoever kills Dolph. He has met with Justin. He has met with Cornelius. And they think they're ready to do it. They're definitely willing to do it. For Cornelius, it would be 50 grand, I guess, that he could waste away on Percocets and ecstasy. For Justin, it's 50 grand, but also a chance to make it big with CMG. To become the next famous Memphis rapper. Straight drop. They were sent here. They were sent here. They're not professional hitmen. Not even monsters. Not gonna call anybody a monster. This is just business for Lucid. Money for Cornelius, money in rap fame for Justin Johnson. They did the best they could, really. Stolen car. Better to use a stolen car that can't be traced back to me. When we still shot the video, you'll see that they're wearing gloves. Afterwards, the guns get disappeared. The car gets ditched in a neighborhood and wiped down and moved and wiped down and moved. Their plan is to go their separate ways and just disappear into Memphis. They did the best they could. I guess I could have gotten away with it. You get the guns gone, you get the car wiped down, get the car hidden for long enough. You're wearing masks, you're wearing hoodies, you're wearing gloves. Do it so quick, but it takes seconds. You get in, you get out, you get separate, you get disappear, and I guess you get away with it. There's a problem there, though. There's a problem there. Still staring at us. One of the big problems. It's not 1981. It's not 1991. It's not even 2001 when I started this building. It's 2021. It's 2021. And what I started talking to you about when I first stood up, what you didn't think about, what we don't think about, almost ever anymore. These places have cameras. Places have cameras. Is the hotel on? Is walking into the building? Is this courtroom now?
Switch me.
A lot of places that have cameras. And also what we don't think about, we didn't have to in 1981 or 91, whatever, is we carried phones around. Phones that can give people clues as to where we were, what was going on. We can wipe down cars. We can use stolen cars. We can get rid of guns. We can disappear in the neighborhoods. We can separate from each other. That is 2021.
They calling for Gotti and
I guess
Angela
that-
to be arrested.
We were back up the video about 3 or 4 seconds. All right, we can stop there. All right, so what we saw before was this man first. Remember the one with the automatic weapon, the larger of the two weapons? He got out of the car first from the passenger side. He ran around and shot the gun wildly into Dolph. We're concerned in this trial, Mr. Smith is charged with murder too. So Mr. Govan. Then we've heard that Jamarcus is charged with conspiracy, but in this trial, this is Justin Johnson's trial. This is Justin Johnson. He's wearing tennis shoes that have white soles. See this one better in this shot. White soles, they're black with a little white stripe. There are times in the video where you can see his socks, and they're white socks. He's wearing gray sweatpants. In fact, there's angles of the video that you can see that this gray sweatpant on this left leg has a little silver-like emblem on it, real small, it's shiny sometimes. He's wearing gloves. See it maybe better there. He's wearing a black hoodie. He's wearing a mask, and he's wearing a Bass Pro hat. All right, so black tennis shoes. The white sole, white stripe up the middle of the tennis shoes, white socks, gray sweatpants. There is a little.
He made sure he let them know that this is just Justin Johnson's
on
trial,
the leg.
not Govan's or Cornelius's.
Here during the shooting, he's wearing a mask, and he's got a Bass Pro hat. Bass Pro store is only, not even a quarter of a mile from where we're sitting, right here. There's other angles and other still shots where you can clearly see it's a Bass Pro hat. And there's other angles where you can see the little emblem that it has on his sweatpants. Color video here. There's a building in Memphis. This happens in the historic neighborhood itself, Orange Mountain. But there's a building in Memphis, it's a historic building. There's only like 10 or 12 of these buildings in the whole United States. They used to be, back 7 years ago, Sears buildings, okay? Huge. Largest square foot building in Memphis for many, many years. At the time, Sears was sort of like Amazon before Amazon existed. Because these big warehouse buildings and everything, you come and place your orders, and it was, they say, it was quite sort of an amazing thing. The need for those buildings went away. In Memphis, the building was abandoned for decades. They have pictures of it, abandoned. And it's crazy because it is the largest square foot building in Memphis, and it was abandoned. In other cities, there were 10 or 12 of these things. Some were abandoned, some were actually even torn down. But a few were repurposed. And in Memphis, over the last 15 years, ours was repurposed and renovated and redone. Amazing building now. It has a high school in it. It has restaurants in it. It has businesses in it. Has a YMCA in it. Has a brewery in it. Has all sorts of things in it. Also has apartments in it. Has 4 floors of apartments. So when you live here, it is a nice place to live. You live sort of like in a shopping mall with restaurants and everything else right there. Okay. Justin Johnson, 2021, has a mother and a sister that have apartments in that building. The building is 12 stories high. Huge footprint. November 17th, 2021. This is less than an hour before the killing. This is Justin Johnson in the elevator, leaving the building about an hour, really less than an hour, before the killing. Black tennis shoes, white soles, white stripe up the middle, gray sweatpants, black hoodie, Bass Pro hat. In fact, you'll see picture after picture and video after video. It's the same outfit he was wearing the night before. We'll see him in this outfit from 2 o'clock in the morning, same day, all the way up to leaving the building right before the killing. The exact same outfit as that man in the video. A guess as to what kind of car he got caught leaving it at the parking garage of this building. A white Mercedes with back end damage, just like the one we see in the video. Less than an hour before. You can get rid of guns. You can wipe down cars. You can disappear in neighborhoods. But it's not 1981. It's 2021. And from 2 o'clock that morning to 12:23 the same day, he is caught again and again. And it's not just before the murder. Cornelius got shot. Can't tell the video. He got shot in the shoulder. He needs medical attention, or at least somebody look at it. You'll see the text messages. You'll see the phone location type stuff. You'll see that Mr. Johnson and Mr. Smith.
Straight
after
drop
they
got
ditched the
labor
car
breathing. He breathing.
neighborhood,
You can. I'm looking at how his chest moving.
that they go over to Mr. Johnson's cousin's apartment. An apartment complex that used to be called the Two-Lane Apartments here. Now it's called the Gospel Gardens Apartments. We're talking within 45 minutes of the killing. So we have the killing. Cornelius gets shot, ditch the car, get in Johnson's other car. Then we go to Johnson's cousin's apartment, 2 lanes. So they can try to bandage up Cornelius. So Johnson can change his clothes. So they can try to get away and disappear. How do we know that? Well, their phones, but not just their phones, because again, it's not 1981. That apartment complex has video. You see them arrive in Johnson's other car, which is a white Expedition. You see them from distance walking into the apartment complex. You see Johnson's cousin directing them where to go. You see at this point Cornelius has his shirt pulled up weirdly because he's been shot in the shoulder. You see Johnson wearing the same clothes, the gray sweatpants, the black shoes, the black hoodie, the Bass Pro hat. You see him go inside the apartment. At some point, you see Johnson come out. Someone else has brought him a change of clothes. You see Johnson get inside that car, inside the back.
And he'll remain that way. Because at the conclusion of this case, once you've viewed all the evidence and heard all the testimony, you will not be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he did this. Because he did. Now, Mr. Haggard was a very skilled attorney, did a great opening statement. But there's always two sides. And there are certain things about this case that I'm going to urge you to be paying particular attention to. You heard a little bit about Govan, and I anticipate you'll get to hear from Govan in this case. You already heard you're going to be hearing from Mr. Smith. You know, and Mr. Hagerman talked about Mr. Govan and said he liked to, you know, get an interest in young rappers, right? He liked to exploit. He liked to exploit young rappers. Like Mr. Johnson. He brings no skill to the table, but you're going to hear testimony about how he intended. It was his sole mission to get a 30 to 60% piece of Mr. Johnson. You're going to hear him say, oh man, Mr. Johnson was going to go platinum. And he and his god brother had missed out on this golden opportunity for another rapper. And they weren't going to let that go by. They weren't going to let that go by again. And so he gets his claws into Mr. Johnson. All right? And what you're going to hear is as the process goes on, is the idea is that he's going to sign with CMG, Mr. Johnson is. But there comes a point in the road where what Mr. Govan wants, which is a meal ticket, the payday, and what Mr. Johnson wants, different. And you're going to hear about how they take this trip to Atlanta. And the whole idea is that they're going to go to Atlanta, and this is Mr. Govan's chance. He's got another guy he's going to bring in to help sell the management contract, which
I wonder who that was in Atlanta that they went to meet with.
is going to give him this massive piece of this young up-and-coming artist. And you're going to hear, this is about September of 21. This is right before November. And you're going to hear that they go to Atlanta to meet Jook, who is one of the higher-ups at CMG. Right? They go to Atlanta, and while in Atlanta, Mr. Johnson decides, I'm not going to go your way. I'm not going to go your way, Govan. I'm not going into business with you. I'm going to do it without you. And at that moment, I anticipate you're going to hear Mr. Govan say he was really mad. He felt some kind of way about the fact that he had, in his mind, his perception was he had done all this to help this up and coming star, and now he was going to be left to the wayside, and he wasn't going to get a piece. And he's so angry that he leaves Mr. Johnson in Atlanta. Leaves him there. Mr. Johnson has to find another way home. You know, Mr. Hagerman talked about, you know, it's not 1981, right? It's 2024 now. It's 21 when this happened. But there are certain things that are as old as time. And that's greed, right? Pride, and deceit. And that's what Mr. Govan has.
is greed. And then he gets angry because if he can't get a piece of this young artist, nobody can. Nobody. It's time to tank this one because he's not going to go with Govan. And Govan, you're going to hear, and the state has said, is soliciting. He's in the middle of this thing with Govan. It's going to be important for you through this case to really pay attention to credibility. When you hear witnesses like Govan testify, why is he saying what he's saying? What's he getting at? He's getting something, and you're going to hear it. He's got a vested interest in making sure that he saves his own hide and takes this young rapper, this young man, off the board, since he wasn't going to go with him in the first place, since he abandoned him and decided not to share any of his money going forward. The same is to be said for Mr. Smith. You're going to hear from Mr. Smith. And Mr. Hagerman tells you, he says he's going to tell you that was being injustice. You will also hear about other things Mr. Smith has said during the same time that he's been meeting with the state, meeting with law enforcement, trying to save himself. And while he's doing this, while he's meeting with them and telling them this story, you're also going to hear he's writing letters to his family and telling his family, I didn't really do this. I didn't really do this. I'm just going to get the deal. I just want the deal. I want you to know I didn't do it. I'm just saying what I got to say to get myself home. How much bigger of a motivator could someone have? And it makes you question. If he's saying those things to other people, how do you know the truth? How does the state know the truth before they put him up, right? You know, you're right, 2021. There's video. And I'm going to tell you now, similar clothing doesn't equal the same. All right? Video is going to show what it shows. You're going to be able to watch it, evaluate it, look at it. The crosstown videos and pictures that they show you. Look at them, evaluate them. Absolutely. But similar doesn't mean the same. For
That's a good thing.
mass-produced
Govan
items,
did
you have
testify.
to ask yourself, is there anything particularly significant or unique about those items that couldn't have been obtained by another person and worn by another person? And look, if that video on its own and those, the other part of that was enough, why would we need to hear from these other folks? Why would we need to hear from them? They want you to hear from them. They need you to hear from them because there was references of cell phone information. That cell phone information isn't going to be able to pinpoint where they are or where these phones are. That area has all sorts of other locations in it. You're going to hear, you heard the car was wiped. You're going to hear that they did fingerprint analysis on the car. Cornelius Smith's prints are on the car. Another individual named Kristen Gardner on the car. Another gentleman named Trayon Ingram on the car.
You know whose fingerprints aren't on the car? Justin Johnson.
Ask y'all this: what the hell did Cornelius do when he wiped the
And if
car
it was
down?
wiped
Because
and then
everybody's
moved and
fingerprints were
wiped,
still on
as
the
the
car.
state suggests, then how are their prints on? You're going to hear that they didn't touch DNA, right? So lucky. It's not 1981 anymore. We got touch DNA now. Forensics has come a long way. Crime scene unit went into this car and did several swipes for touch DNA. They don't have anything say Justin Johnson's DNA. The car that they got, a dude got shot, according to Cornelius Smith. I mean, he got shot in the shoulder. No blood in the car that we're going to hear any forensic analysis about. How is that? These are the things that you as jurors will have to pay particular attention to throughout this case. The shame of it is that people like Govan and Cornelius Smith are going to get an opportunity to come and lie to you to your face. That's the shame. And they would. The judge instructed you earlier some of the things to be mindful of on credibility. So they appeared particularly honest. And then there becomes one really important. To what degree does what Cornelius is saying differ from what Govan is saying? Pay attention to that. Why is it different? The truth is one thing, right? One thing. And I'm not talking about inconsequential facts. I'm talking about this was a horrible thing that happened to Adolph Shorten and his family. It wasn't just every day. So, why are they telling different stories? So, we talked about this in voir dire some. The idea of keeping an open mind. I'm going to ask you again to do that. To hold any judgment or consideration on that issue until you've heard everything. And remember, I completely agree. This isn't business this week. This is justice. And as we talked about in voir dire, your job is to mete out justice in this case. Absolutely. A life was lost. Absolutely.
All right, you can stop there. Are you familiar with this car?
Yes, sir.
Whose car is that?
Young dog.
It's one of those new Corvettes.
Yes, sir.
I see that it has either a paint job or a wrap or something on it. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
It's just, he wrapped a lot of his cars
Okay.
camouflage.
Okay. So it's like a white and blue sort of camouflage pattern.
No, it's more like white and green.
Okay.
That's his brother.
Is his brother's name Marcus?
Yes, sir.
Do you know Marcus?
Yes, sir.
Has this event had a significant impact on Marcus?
Yes, sir.
Did Marcus sometimes help with DOF security?
Yes, sir.
Let's go inside video so we can just leave it on inside. Is that the car arriving?
Yes, sir.
Do you know where they were arriving from?
No, sir, I don't.
Do you know if Dolph had been to Makitas before?
Yes, sir.
Had you ever been there with him?
No, sir.
Had you ever even tried the cookies there?
No, sir.
He ever talked to you about the cookies?
Yes, sir.
Is that Dolph?
Yes, sir.
The chain around his neck? Is that the PRE chain?
Yes, sir.
The one that we saw in the exhibit?
Yes, sir.
And there's Marcus behind him?
Yes, sir.
If you notice, Marcus walked up to the counter like he was getting ready to order some cookies also. And young Dolph walked back closer to the window. And the girl was engaging with Marcus.
That's good. Happens quick.
Yes, sir.
You heard what Paul Hagerman say to the security that's up on the stand. He got emotional. He said, it happens quick. And he said, yes, sir.
Mark, last of Marcus exhibits later on in the trial. No further
Any
questions?
objection about the marking of the exhibit?
Sorry, Judge.
Any objection to the marking of the exhibit?
No objection.
Any questions, Mr. Evans?
No question.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, the security guard up on the stand, you could tell he got emotional after looking at that video because Paul Hagerman says it was quick. He said, yes, sir. You know what's so sad is that Cornelius and them were riding around looking for anybody. And even if Dolph would have had security, they was money hungry. Straight Drop had already decided because they had finessed him into thinking he was going to be the next big artist on CMG. They had a Draco. They would have tried to, hit up the security. Cornelius had already decided he was going to use the $50,000 to buy a house. I don't know what kind of damn house he was going to buy for that. And he wanted to buy his daughter a damn birthday cake. Okay. So, I mean, heard him say they was on their way to Westwood. They was going to spray up innocent people out there. It's just sad. It really is. It's so sad. It is. It's sad. I don't know what to think. It really is. It's just sad. I was looking for Cornelius Smith. I guess I have to get it from my own page. Hold on, guys. I don't see it because it's choppy on mine.
He's got
Here it
the,
is.
Yeah,
and then y'all are gonna get on the expressway.
yeah, we finna get on the expressway on Airways.
Okay, but when in the car?
Yeah, they was on the back seat in the bag.
Do you remember this? Not something that just happened this day, but something that was in the process for weeks?
Yeah, we,
How did y'all hook up this day, if you remember?
yeah, pulled up to give you. He came, he got me or whatever.
Where'd he get you from?
He got me from my father's house.
Where's your father's house?
Lamont Sims.
Orange Mound area?
Yeah.
Had either you called him or he called you or anything like
He had
this?
called me the first time I missed the call. Then he called me back. I answered. He was telling me basically they were pulling up because we already knew what was going on.
You already, when you say you already knew what was going on, you already knew that this is about?
Yeah, because we knew they were doing the turkey drive, so we was actually on our way to Westwood.
Had you and Justin talked about this particular day before?
Like, nah, not the specific day. Like, we just knew that it was turkey drive going every day that week. We just
Okay.
knew
You knew that, the bear said you knew Dolph was involved in these turkey drives this week before Thanksgiving.
that. Yeah, we didn't know we were gonna catch him, but we knew he did his artist. You know, everybody had a hit on it.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in.
Everybody had a price on it.
From Jook.
Yeah, from Jude.
And that was gonna be y'all's business this week.
Yeah, that was our evening.
When he arrived at the house, do you remember what he was driving?
White Mercedes Benz.
Okay, had you seen that car before?
Nah, I ain't never saw that car.
Did you get in the car with him?
Yeah, I got him.
Was there anybody else in the car?
Nah, it was just me and Justin.
Were there any guns in the car?
Yeah, they was on the back seat in the bag.
Do you remember what kind of guns they were?
A Draco, handgun.
Okay. And Draco, Memphis, some type of bigger semi-automatic weapon, is that right?
Yeah.
And then a handgun? Do you remember what you were wearing that day?
I had on some gray sweatpants, orange and white Jordan 1, and a blue Gap hoodie
The blue Gap hoodie
with a do-rag on.
with the do-rag on. Did y'all have gloves?
I had my own glue.
You had your own gloves?
He had his own glue.
When you got in the car, did you have your gloves on?
Nah, I ain't have no gloves on.
You said Justin had his own gloves?
Yeah, he had his gloves on. Some black gloves.
He had his black gloves on before he picked you up?
Yeah.
Does he get out of his car and pick you up, or do you go up to the car? How's that work?
Nah, I got out the house, came out the house, got on in the car.
Okay. Off to do the mission.
Yeah, we should try to catch somebody.
Try to catch one of the rappers
See one of them
at the Turkey Drive in Westwood.
in Westwood.
All right. What happens if y'all get in the car?
Oh, we went back on Bradley Street. He got some out of I think they were like a expedition truck that he had parked on Bradley Street. And then we took the back street. We was at Lamont Airways. We had the light.
So he picks up, let me get this right. He picks you up in the Mercedes, is that right?
Yeah,
But you go to Bradley Street.
yeah,
And is there an expedition already there?
yeah, expedition already there. Parked in the yard.
Do you know who parked that expedition
I guess he did.
there? Okay, well, we're not allowed to guess in here.
Well,
Okay. So
nah,
was
I
it,
ain't see him parking though.
okay. And what color was it?
White,
A white expedition.
yeah, white.
Did y'all do anything when y'all went to Bradley Street at that point?
He got some out the truck and then jumped back in the car.
I got you. So he gets out of the Mercedes at Bradley Street, goes into the expedition and gets something,
Yeah,
and comes back.
come back.
Do you know what he got?
Nah, I don't know.
Are y'all talking at this point?
Nah, we wasn't talking, like, because he was on the phone at first, then he hung it up, but we wasn't talking about, we wasn't talking really.
Now, y'all were cool with each other, is that right? You and Justin?
God, God.
He gets back in the white Mercedes?
Yeah, he get big in the white Mercedes, and we take the back street and get you and stuff to, we was at Lamar and Airway. We finna get on the expressway, going to the expressway.
Okay. Bradley to Dedrick, is that what you said?
Yeah,
And then y'all are gonna get on the expressway.
yeah, we finna get on the expressway on Airways.
Okay, but when, this is Airways that we see,
Yeah, it's Airways.
okay, what happens once y'all get to Airways?
We at the light. Y'all gonna clean across the light.
How'd y'all know it was Dolph?
Everybody know, how the car is, on T cars and stuff.
Yeah, people in Memphis knew about that wrap, right?
Yeah.
Camouflage white and green and blue wrap. That surprised you? See him like that?
Yeah,
Did you say anything or did Justin say anything?
we was like, there go dog right there.
All right, what did y'all do?
We received the trailer. Received the trailer.
So y'all are following him on Airways?
Yeah, right over the street.
And you saw the first part of this video, didn't you?
Yeah,
Did you see him pull off here to the cookie store?
yeah, he pulled in the cookie store.
What'd y'all do?
We made the block. Came with the bad boy. I jumped out. Started shooting.
All right, well, let's back up here though. We saw him pull off of Airways to here, is that right?
Yeah,
Y'all, can you see my little pointer?
yeah.
Y'all would be traveling this direction on Airways, is that right? Then did y'all do a crazy U-turn or anything, or what'd y'all do?
Nah, we came with the back street.
Okay.
With the back street.
Following the clickers, is what y'all did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to the light, made the loop around.
Did you see him get out of his car like this?
Nah, I ain't seen him get out the car.
Okay. So y'all,
Yeah, that's us right there.
stop it here.
It's me.
Do something. All right. We're gonna back up. I wanted to, back up a little bit. All right. First guy out of the car, who's that?
Running out.
That's you?
Couldn't even hold it
Which
down.
one of the guns do
Big
you
Joe
have?
just holding it.
I got the little
In his
Draco
damn
stash
hand.
on.
Okay, that's that semi-automatic weapon, is that right?
Yeah.
You ever shot that thing before?
Nah, I ain't never shot that. No.
Okay. You can proceed, Iris.
Got him running to the side.
That's your Gap hoodie, is that right?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you, who you shooting at?
I'm done.
All right, now back it up again, Miss Iris, if you would. Back it up for Justin getting out of the car.
And they right, Marcus did knock him back.
All right, who's the second person here that got out of the driver's side?
It just,
All right,
yeah.
you ever
Hold
shot
on,
that
yeah,
thing
I'm
before?
See if I can put it in slow motion.
Okay, you can proceed, Iris. That's your Gap hoodie, is that all right?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you, who you shooting at?
I'm done.
Yeah, Marcus did hit him.
All
Like
right,
hell,
now back it up again. Do something. All right. We're gonna back up. I wanted to, yeah.
tell you something. He lucky Marcus didn't hit him in the head because you could see bullets flying out of You could see bullets flying out of the damn cookie shop because Marcus was shooting. One looked like he went just clean right over Cornelius' head. He lucky he didn't hit him in the head.
Yeah. Say, y'all.
Yeah, that's right, though.
Stop it here.
It's me.
You stop it. All right. We're gonna back up. I wanted to, yeah, back up a little bit. All right. First guy out of the car, who's that?
It's me.
That's you. Which one of the guns do you have?
I got the Draco staff.
Okay, that's that semi-automatic weapon, is that right? That you got, buddy, is that right?
It's me.
That's you, who are you shooting at?
Dog.
Alright, now back it up.
Y'all see when Marcus hit him and knocked him back?
You ever shot me, is that right?
It's me.
That's you, who are you shooting at?
Dog.
He sure
Alright, now
did.
back it up
Hit his ass and knocked
again.
him back.
Miss Iris.
Because when Marcus comes out, he's already emptied his clip. Marcus come out, check out his clip. It's already been
That
emptied.
you got, buddy, is that right?
It's me.
That's you, who are you shooting at?
Dog.
Alright, now
Now look at Marcus' gun. When Marcus comes out, his gun is already his clip is back. So he's already emptied the clip. Shit looked like he almost hit Cornelius in his damn head. He should have. I know he was trying to though.
Dog.
Alright, now back it up again. Miss Iris. Back it up for Justin getting out of the car. Alright, who's the second person here that got out of the driver's side?
Just
He's got the smaller handgun, is that right?
yeah, bad baseball hat, bad pro baseball hat.
You're firing this crazy thing. What you see? What are you feeling?
I won't feel nothing at the time. I ain't gonna even let it. I ain't gonna feel nothing at the time. Out here, you know, trying to get some money.
Trying to get some money? Bet you probably would have wasted on oxycodone and ecstasy.
Trying to do something.
You shot that gun a bunch?
Right in there?
Right then and there.
Yeah, I can tell you how many times I shot out.
Aiming for Dolph.
I ain't know.
Was he able to say anything to y'all, or was he able to run or get away at all?
I shot through the glass, so I wasn't close up on him. I was shooting through the glass.
Okay.
I saw him standing by the window. I just got out and started shooting.
All right. Proceed till Justin shoots. There with the handgun. Who's that?
Just
All right. You proceed. All right, you can stop right here. This is Dolph's brother, Marcus. Did you know that he shot back at y'all?
I ain't noticed until we pulled out. And there was a bullet hole in my side window. And I told Jason, I'm like, Ryan, I'm hit. He was like, I'm hit too. So I see I'm hit right here on my leg.
Cornelius lying about that.
I see a
'Cause
bullet hole in my
I
foot.
think he did shoot at young Dolph's brother because that's what he told
So,
one of the jail
We
guards.
driving out, he was saying
He tried to lie and
I'm
say he
telling
wasn't
him, making
shooting at
sure we
Dolph.
on
He
Rick.
was shooting at
Making
young
sure
Dolph's
he's straight.
brother.
I'm like, you all right? He's like, yeah, I'm straight. I'm straight. But the bullet head went in my arm. It was a bullet in my back.
I'm gonna back up. You and Justin here
George told
are
him it
running
was a
to the white
bullet in his back.
Mercedes, is that right?
All right.
You get in what side of the car?
I get on the passenger side.
And Justin gets back in the driver's side?
Yeah, he get back on the driver's side.
Y'all get in the car. You can watch the rest of the video here. Did y'all see Marcus getting the second gun from his car?
Now, but when we pull,
Is that right?
all right,
You get in what side of the car?
I get on the passenger side.
And Justin gets back in the driver's side?
Yeah, he get back on the driver's side.
Y'all get in the car. You can, as y'all are leaving.
Now, passenger side.
And Justin gets back in the driver's side.
Yeah, he get back on the driver's side.
Y'all get in the car. You can watch the rest of the video here. Did y'all see Marcus getting a second gun from his car?
Now, but when we pulled out, and I knew it was shots fired, I was finna shoot back, but there was too many cars coming, and I ain't just wanna hit no anybody, so I ain't shoot back.
Because Marcus was shooting at y'all as y'all were leaving from down here. Is that right?
Yeah,
And you would be in the car at this point,
yeah, we was in the car.
looking backwards?
Yeah, I was looking back, but we had, like, how we were driving, like, how he was driving, he was all the way on the other side, but, so I ain't want to just shoot back.
So the shots, all the shots that you fired were the ones we saw right here with Dolph. Is that right?
Yeah,
And Justin too?
yeah.
All right, so y'all didn't shoot back at Marcus as y'all were
Nah, I
driving?
shoot back at him.
I don't know about that. I think he's
You,
lying on that statement because that's not
Say
what
you got shot in the
I
shoulder,
don't know.
Yeah, I got hit in my shoulder, in my upper arm,
in the upper arm, shoulder area of
on my leg.
your right and your leg. And you realized you had been shot once you got in the car.
Yeah, once I got in the car.
Could you still have a scar from when you got shot in the arm? Is that right?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Mark, I have him step down and display this to the jury real quick. Come on, Mr. Turn sideways here. Just walk down this way, backwards toward the wheel. All right, thank you, Mr. All right. You and Justin jump back in the car. You've been hit in the shoulder
On my leg.
and in the leg. Justin may or may not have been hit, but said
Yeah,
something
got scraped on your back.
straight in the back.
One of
All right,
them
what
bullets
now?
went right over Cornelius'
Oh,
damn
we
head
went
with
back on
Marcus was
Bradley
shooting. He
Street.
Did
lucky.
y'all go to
It
Bradley
hit him in
Street
the
slow
damn
or fast?
forehead.
Nah, we going back fast.
Okay, fast.
We going back fast. We going trying to when we get caught. So he
Okay.
gave me the keys to the expedition. So
He
he
gave you
called the beans.
Who gave you the keys to the
Justin
expedition?
gave me the keys to the expedition.
Okay.
So I moved the truck out the way, and he pulled the beans in the yard.
So the expedition, was it parked in the driveway of Bradley?
Yeah, we bought in the driveway.
And he gives you the keys to the expedition?
Yeah.
You get inside to move it, and then where does he put the Mercedes?
He put it like right there with the Expedition in the front yard.
Okay, so the front driveway area of Bradley, is that right?
Right.
What do you do next?
We jumped in the Expedition. We was on our way to the gas station. We FaceTime Juke, let them know that was our work.
Who FaceTime Jook?
Justin had FaceTime Juke, spelling out dog. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that we did it.
And let's back that up. You say, let him know it was y'all's work.
Right.
You said somebody spelled out dog. Who spelled out dog?
Just spelled out
And
dog.
when you say spelled out dog, what do you mean?
Like the sign language.
With
Jailhouse sign
with,
language.
like this would be an O.
Nah, yeah, I think I don't know how to do it, but
Okay.
something like that.
All right, so there was some signing that y'all just took care of dog. Was that short call, long call?
It was short.
Did you hear Jook say anything back?
Yeah, he'll get with us when
Aaron?
he get done with the kids or get up on
He'll get with y'all when, I didn't hear that last part.
Get up or finish with the kids or something like that.
But he was busy with his kids.
Yeah, something like that.
Gotcha, but he would get up with y'all after that. Okay. How you feeling at this point?
He point out, I'm hurting because I was shot. So,
Where are y'all's guns at this point?
we had him in the backseat of the Expedition.
Okay, so y'all brought them with you from the Mercedes to the Expedition?
Yeah.
Were y'all still wearing your gloves, do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. So y'all are in the Expedition. The FaceTime call with Jook has happened. What do y'all do? Where y'all headed? What y'all saying?
We went to the gas station, put some gas in the Expedition truck first in the University Memphis area. Then Justin was trying to find somebody at the house we could go, so we get cleaned up or whatnot.
All right. You needed some medical attention or something.
Yeah, he had called one of his partners. Justin had called one of his partners to bring me a wound kick or whatever.
Do you know who he called?
I don't know what he called.
Do you have your phone with you during this?
Nah, my phone. I had left my phone in the bin. I didn't say the bin.
All right. So when you got in the bins from your house, did you have your phone with you?
Yeah, I had my phone. I put it in the glove department.
Okay. When you got out to shoot off like we saw, did you have your phone with you?
Nah, it was in the glove department of the bin.
Okay. Had you put it in the glove compartment so that it wouldn't be on you?
Yeah, I put it.
But you
Yeah,
forgot.
Justin Johnson, when he started
So when
talking,
you adjust him in the
It wasn't gonna be
Expedition,
no
you don't have your
story.
phone, but he has his.
Yeah.
Is he able to make contact with somebody to figure out how to get stuff or where to go?
He had called one of his cousins. He said whose house we went over in Whitehaven. So we cleaned up, trying clothes or whatnot.
shout out to Terrence Gangster Williams.
Quick had called, like, man, y'all gotta clean this stuff up. Quick had called. And I was like, man, get my phone at the car. Get my phone at the car, left my phone in the car. So he was like, all right, we need to move the car. That's what Quick was saying.
So we talked to Jook right after,
Yeah,
but Quet too.
yeah.
And do you remember whether or not the conversations with Quet happened before y'all got to his cousin's apartment or after?
Yeah, I can't recall.
Okay. But it was all close together.
Yeah,
And tell me again what Quet said during these conversations?
yeah, we had to, like, get rid of that car. We had to move that car, get rid of it.
Because y'all had put this car in a driveway on Bradley,
Yeah,
right?
Right across the street, yeah.
Right across the street from where Quet
Quick
lives.
State. Right.
He said y'all need to move this.
Yeah, we gotta burn that junk up. Gotta get rid of it.
Y'all were busy trying to get yourselves taken care of that.
Yeah, we went, we changed clothes with them. I had pole peroxide on me and wrapped myself up, and I had to text my girl, come give me, text her the address off of Justin phone to come give me.
And let's get there, but you said that Justin had contacted his cousin about going to her place, is that right?
Yeah,
Is that Kiana Hopper?
yeah,
Did y'all in fact go to her place?
correct.
When y'all went to her place, what car were y'all in?
We was in the White Expedition.
When y'all get to her place, what do y'all do?
We went inside, changed clothes, and we was in there. She had helped me for a minute before the wound keep coming. She was helping me out or whatever. We changed clothes and the wound keep coming. I was able to, put bandage on it and stuff like that.
I want to show you a video. See that person there?
Yeah.
Do why Straight Drops cousin or whoever, maybe they did charge her with accessory after the fact, but I'm pretty sure she probably cooperated or something. But yeah, Straight Drop looks upset because, without Cornelius's testimony, it could have possibly have been a hung jury. But once Cornelius placed him on the scene, said this was me and this is the person that was with me, there was no more reasonable, his attorney couldn't raise reasonable doubt anymore because you got a person that actually participated in the homicide that's saying I did it and this is the person that did it with me. So of course he is mad because for some reason he thought he was going to get off. If Orange Mound Quay had gotten on the stand, if Hernandez Govan would have gotten on the stand, I'm glad that he didn't. Straight Drop's attorney would have really, because he liked to play games, he would have really played with that and put reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury. Remember, all Straight Drop's attorney had to do was raise reasonable doubt. He didn't have to prove that he was innocent, just raise reasonable doubt. And I think with Orange Mound Quay getting on the stand, that's how he was going to raise reasonable doubt. And so I'm glad they didn't put him on the stand. And he was mad about it too. And the camera footage showing he had the same, right? The camera footage showed he had the same outfit on. Cornelius, Cornelius, I tell you, I believe the drugs has Cornelius probably been on drugs a long time. That brain is scrambled eggs. You hear how he just talking. We call Juke. It's almost like he's being boastful. We wanted Juke to know that was our work. The man tried to give him the opportunity. Cornelius ass gonna get 50 years. The man tried to give him the opportunity to say he felt a certain way. And he said I felt because I was hit. He didn't say I felt I felt a certain way. I felt numb because I just killed a man. I was like, damn, blah blah blah. I just want to give my daughter a birthday cake. It's but I think it's just a mental. I think it's just a mental illness. His brain is scrambled egg from all of that crack. It's fried because you know he still really don't have any remorse. You to hear what he said to the defense attorney when the defense attorney said, after the defense attorney just grilled him, thank you, Mr. Smith. No problem at all. It's something. It ain't. That's why they got him to do it because they knew he was. It's every everything is not adding up in their brain, and then the drugs then make it no better. And he has had the opportunity to detox, and there's still some sort of mental illness there. Okay, so they're gonna throw the book at him too because he really don't have. That's our work. I mean, he bragging, he boastful. The man, I'm glad that he came clean, but the man basically said he wanted the $50,000 minus 10,000, 40,000. You know something wrong with a person if he think he gonna take $40,000 from killing a man and go buy a house. I don't even know a shack that you can buy for 40,000. I don't. Okay, but that's anyways, hey. But I mean, he did the right thing. He did the right thing. They killed a man. You do the right thing. You go do your time, and he gonna, as my grandmother used to say, he gonna get a whole heap of it. He gonna get a whole heap of it. So, hey, like I said, it's crazy. They kill a man for $800. Listen, a lot of people now. I believe that there are some inconsistencies. Well, he probably was lying because the person that he was talking to that was telling me what he said Cornelius. Remember, I said they said he said the person told me Cornelius said he had been shot. I said, well, if he was shot, were you all taking him to medical? Did he ever have any surgeries? He said, no. He said he went to some hood doctor. I said, oh, okay. I said, I don't believe that, but you hear he got on there and say that he had been shot. So, like I said, it ain't no remorse, and that's crazy. They take a man out for $800. $800. You take out a multi-millionaire for $800. Then they want to screw him again. They screwed him. They gave him $800, and he kind of returned the favor to Straight Drop and Orange Mound Quet and screwed them over, right? But Orange Mound Quet don't seem to be bothered at this point. Catalea says he told us his pillow talk with girl about that, Miss T. One in the house. Remember? Yeah, he told a girl that he was gonna go, and he said, I knew I was gonna get 40,000. He said he knew that there was a ticket on all the PRE's head. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had not decided they were gonna try to kill everybody. Cause see, if they had not taken out Dolph first, it may not have been as it may not have been as big as it is if they started taking out all his artists around him. But it would have been bad either way. And I'm talking about as far as the media, right? But they hit up Young Dolph first, and because it was such a media frenzy, whatever they thought they was gonna get, I mean, it put them to flee. Even the people that paid them, because the media and the vlogs took such an interest in it, it kind of made them retreat. Because remember, I told you now, I was told that, they still, I guess they didn't think that it was gonna get this big. They still, had a ticket on Key Glock's head. And they was determined. They was determined in the very beginning that they was gonna get him. Okay, so send a damn fool out to get him. So, like I said, it's really sad, that these young men have messed their lives up. No amount of money would have ever been enough to mess your life up. You think about Young Dolph, a multimillionaire. Young Dolph got guys around him that got money. So when you go and you take out somebody like Young Dolph, you start talking about taking out this artist, you put your self in danger and your family. Them dudes got money to retaliate. If they wanted to, they could send them hits right back. And your family and stuff could be right in the midst of that stuff. And that's what these young dudes don't think about. But you know what's so sad? It's still people out there on the street that's got the same mentality as Cornelius, that's got the same mentality as Cornelius, right? That feels that's ready to go and take somebody down for 20, 30, $40,000. It's really just sad. It really is. So it's sad. It really is. I hate that so bad. Terrence says thank you. Caballero says yes, it's over for CMG. So let me ask you all something. Somebody just posted in here, and it was kind of funny to me that the internet is calling for Yo Gotti and Angela to be arrested. I hollered. Now, what Angela hadn't done anything, but do you all think that Yo Gotti will be indicted? What do you all think that Yo Gotti will be indicted? I want to know what y'all think. And you could be honest. Do you think that he'll be indicted or no? Yes or no? It says, if I was Dolph's family, I'd get Cassie's lawyer and rename CMG Dolphland Entertainment after I sued. Detroit's Cam says yes. T Money says I hope so. Catalina says at some point I think he will. I don't know. I just saw the way that they was wording it. They made sure that they let the jury know, or they put into the atmosphere that Big Juke was the second head in charge. He was the second man in charge on CMG. The way that he put that it just kind of made me feel like he wanted it to be known that there is a first man in charge. There's somebody over CMG. Um, they were saying Yo Gotti big head ass need to go to jail, and Angela, I was hollering. Cornelius would have gotten on my nerves about that money. Yeah, they give him $800. They give you can pay somebody $800 and screw them like that. They screw him. They because he had when Straight Drop decided to get out the car, that Dolph was already down and basically suffering and probably near death. So they send the crackhead out to do the dirty work. Straight Drop probably never would have got out, but he probably thought about, I guess I need to get out and act like I'm doing something so that I can, so that they can pay me or whatever. And then they ended up not giving Cornelius his money. So because they screwed Cornelius over, they turn around, he turned around and returned the he turned around and returned the favor to them and screwed them over. I know Straight Drop was upset because without Cornelius's like I said, without Cornelius telling without his statement to the court, he may would have been able to get away with it. What's up, Alabama hitter? It says they should have been trying to collect their money from Juke. Tell you something, I ain't out in the street. Be quiet. I'm not out in the streets, but and I hate that they did this, but you knew they was stupid to go. Most people would have required had their money, all every dime of it. See, I think a lot of people felt like that they had an urgency to do it because they had already been paid. Come to find out, they damn fools ain't been paid nothing. Straight Drop has $7,000 left, and he was trying to screw Cornelius again. Take the whole blame for 7,000. Thank you, Alabama hitter. I appreciate that. Says how Govan just walking around. What's going on with Govan? I absolutely don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Other than Paul Hagerman said that remember that this is Justin Johnson's trial. This is the Justin Johnson trial. So he was letting them know that this was not Hernandez Govan nor Cornelius's trial. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Miss D says, quit the police shit. Cornelius pretty much said that. Yeah, Cornelius did. Cornelius said, I went ahead and told because Hernandez Goban had already told. Now that's what Cornelius said. So I guess he figured since he told it, I may as well go and just tell my side of the story. So, and it seemed like to me Cornelius implicated him more, probably, you know, let it be known that he had a bigger role in it than probably what he had said. So that's interesting. That's what they said. I don't know if Yo Gotti deleted his page off of Instagram. I think it's still up. I think they said that yesterday, and it was still up. It was still up. I don't know. Maybe he did it tonight, but they said it yesterday, and it was still up. He's probably not going to delete his page. He's probably trying to wait and give. He's probably trying to consulting with his lawyer. He's probably not going to say a word. Not at this point. Trust me, Yo Gotti and them are not surprised that this is happening. I'm sure they knew that this was coming. As a matter of fact, I know they knew that this was coming. I know that they know that their brother, was going to be indicted and whatever else. I'm sure they've been informed about a lot of stuff. Um, I'm sure they've been, they have been informed about a lot of stuff, which is probably why you started seeing a lot of affiliates of PRE start getting indicted. Because, some people feel like if we got to go down, we want to take some other people down with us. Lynn Smith said that's why Govan got out on bond. He's telling everything. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. But hey, if those messages and stuff that people have been, sharing and stuff aren't photoshopped that he's putting out, he's definitely don't seem worried. Because I think he still got the same charges and everything. I tell you. They said Gotti got Juke on the live to save his own ass. I mean, that's what people are saying. I don't know. I get to thinking about what Juke said. Whoever it was somebody that he knew. He says rather than face me, you'd rather snake me. So whoever it was, Juke knew he was getting ready to be indicted. Whoever it was, he felt like snaked him. Was trying to snake him. He said we put snakes on plates and eat great. So he was letting them know we're gonna serve you. We're gonna have you for dinner, which means that's your ass, right? So whoever it was, he told him you rather than face me, you snaking me, and we're gonna have your ass for dinner. Okay? So I wonder who that was. Who was trying to snake him? Um he brought Angela $500,000 in jewelry last week for her birthday. Mm, mm. So sure he did buy all that jewelry. Mm. I, I almost said something else, but I'm gonna hold it. Lynn Smith says he's supposed to be the one to orchestrate the unaliving. He's supposed to be locked up. He gave up the names and working undercover. Mm, mm, mm. I tell you. Well, Miss T, did you get my email? No, I didn't get it. I'm gonna look at it though. Y'all have to tell me to check my emails because it will be 2-3 weeks before I check them, unless you tell me, Miss T, check your emails. I sent you something. Whatever happened with the one accidentally released, the one who was in Indiana? I guess when Cornelius decided he was gonna talk, they didn't bring him in. Cornelius gave up all the goods, and you know, and Cornelius didn't give up the goods because to do the right thing. He gave up the goods because he like the guy told Jesus when they was on the cross, remember me. Remember that when they was hanging on the cross, the guy told Jesus, "Remember me." So he wants the judge to, when he get come back in that courtroom to be sentenced, he wants the judge to remember him. Remember that he got on the stand and told everything. That's why he did that. He wants some mercy. It's the last thing Gotti wanted was Juke to take the stand. Do you all think that Juke would have actually took the stand? Juke was, he had already been in and out of jail, for all his life. So, they said he did like a 12 to 15 year situation, but this any amount of time, he would have got a lot of time. He would have got a life sentence. Juke was already in his late 40s, so even if he had gotten 20 years, that would have been a life sentence for him at his age. Catalina said, sure did say that, Miss T, in that order too. He said he wanted for the judge to remember him. I tell you, Cornelius tried to get them to. He wanted three. See, that's how I know that something is wrong. He wanted them to give him 3 years. I don't know how he ever thought he was gonna get 3 years. I don't know how many they're gonna give him, but I know they're not gonna give him three. I sure did say that, Miss T. He only did 5 years, didn't he? I thought they said Juke did. He one of his stints. He went to jail and did about 12 years. I could be wrong, but I'm almost sure somebody said that. But even though they said it, I don't know if it's true. 12 to 15 years. That's a long time. Yeah, for some reason they didn't want Cornbread to implicate certain people or say certain things, but Cornbread would forget and say they paid they. So I just wonder who is they. Straight Drops attorney talked about a connect in Atlanta. I wonder who that is. Who that connect was in Atlanta. He said BY. If Jamarcus is facing 6 to 12, then Cohen got to do 25. That's probably how many he gonna do, 25 or 30. Because Cohen ain't got no remorse really in the world. Cohen mad that they messed him over. I tell you, it's got to be a messed up feeling that you killed one of the biggest rapper in Memphis, a multimillionaire, and they tell you straight drop, they nickel and dime you straight drop, say, I left you some money. And he think it's get ready. He said, I thought it was going to be 20, 30. and it's only $300. I said, oh hell no. So that equal to 800. I hate cornbread. I hate cornbread to say to the lawyer when he asked him who paid for his lawyer. He should have. He said CMG paid. He said yeah, but I hate he didn't say yeah. Cause I would have said yeah, they paid, and you should know, cause you ought to know who paying you. Hmm. Yeah, it's almost like Straight Drop had an urgency that they had determined that Wednesday they had to do it. Yeah, it's probably because somebody was putting pressure on them, but they, the calls on that particular phone, they was able to. I'm sure Straight Drop had another phone because they didn't say anything about him making phone calls to CEOTs, and we know they were very close. Was it the rapper that overdosed in Memphis that was living in Atlanta? I don't know. If you're talking about Big Scar, I don't think Big Scar messed with Straight Drop like that. Um, yeah, I can't believe it's almost 2 o'clock. I feel like such a weirdo. I did drink some coffee, so I'm sure that it's got me wired up. But I guess what I need to say is, like I was saying earlier, we got to do better. It's a darn shame that a young man's life has been interrupted, taken from his woman, his children, his family, his sisters and his mother and father who loved him, and his artists. Just life interrupted in the midst of trying to build something because of other people having a determination that if you think you're going to be great, you're not going to live. And I know what people are going to say, well, it goes beyond that. Young Dolph was saying things about Yo Gotti. Young Dolph was not saying things about him for no reason. Everybody already knew the stuff that was happening that they was doing to him behind the scene, right? So, um, you can't just kill a man because you mad at him about a girl or because he getting more money or whatever it is. You just can't do it like that. And I hate that because Yo Gotti is talented. He's talented, and it's a lot of talent. It is a lot of talent in Memphis, right? And I would be, lying if I said that people didn't like Yo Gotti's sound because the Memphians definitely supported him, right? And so for him to go and take out another millionaire, as I say, everybody have their time. That's why you have to maximize the spotlight when you have it. And then once it starts to dim, it usually starts to shine bright on somebody else. You have to let people have their time. And it's just unfortunate that it was so many emotions and stuff. They had no business killing him for nothing, he said, because it was always a reaction to what they was doing behind the scenes. So that's what's so sad about it. It is. That's what's so sad. That's it. Yeah, everything went through Govan. Yeah, everything according to Cornelius, everything went through Govan. Anyway, y'all, I've been on here with y'all almost 3 hours. I've gotten even with the coffee, I've gotten sleepy. So it's time to go ahead and just lay it down. But I appreciate you all getting on here with me tonight, as always, hanging out with me. I think everybody the excitement of the verdicts. I do want to play that one more time, y'all. Because this right here has to be a lesson to these young men that are out here um taking money for hits. Oh, I don't know if I could stand the emotional though, that this young man ruined his life.
If you don't think you're going to be able to not show any emotion during the reading of this verdict, I ask you to remove yourself now. There won't be, the court won't tolerate any outbursts of any sort from anyone. You will bring me here?
Ready, Your Honor?
Yes.
The jury's now entering into the courtroom.
Great job, lawyer already knew he was guilty. Look at him. He already knew.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor. Four person. If you would stand and read your verdict, please.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder as charged in count 1 of the indictment. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in count 2 of the indictment. And we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of convicted felon in possession of a firearm as charged in count 3 of the indictment.
Thank you. Juror number 1, is that your verdict? Juror number 34, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 35, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror number 17, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror number 27, is that your verdict?
It is, Your Honor.
Juror number 33, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 25, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 44, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 23, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror number 28, is that your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again for your time and attention to this matter this week. Our system of self-government would not work without your service and sacrifice that you made. Thanks again for your time and attention. You are excused.
Jurors excused.
Look at him. He constantly doing his mouth like that, trying to keep from crying.
Mr. Johnson, the jury having found you guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and convicted felon in possession of a firearm. As the 13th juror, I affirm this verdict. As to the first-degree murder, I sentence you to life in prison. I will set punishment as to the conspiracy and the convicted felon in possession of a firearm after a sentencing hearing. The date for that hearing will be November 1st?
Yes, Your Honor.
November 1st. There's nothing else to take up?
We will prepare the judgment sheet and pass that forward, Judge.
Thank you. And the pre-sentence report. The order for the pre-sentence report.
The sheriff will give that, we'll give those to you.
Thank you. Give me a drink.
All rise.
This is Rocky. It's the first car I ever bought.
Tell y'all, it really is sad that a young man with all of that life had decided to throw his life away, but with the help of older men who finessed him and promised him that he was going to be rich and famous. And so I think, that's why, we gotta continuously push that it's, get back to earning money the right way, and that you can't let money and fame, you can't let that rule your life, because if it rules your life, it will ruin your life. Just like this young man just ruined his life. He had a bright future ahead of him, and he crashed out. But he was egged on. He was finessed, because he was never going to be the next biggest thing on CMG, because even if he was still out right now, he would still be up under investigation, and CMG would not really be messing with. Well, if he was out right now, he would be dead probably, because the streets already knew what had happened, because they was very boastful about it, right? And so, you know, you would think that this would be an example for other young men to see what happened to him, see how they handled him, see how they did him. And it's, what's so sad is that Straight Drop is gone, and it's somebody else with their hand in the air saying, please let me be a crash. Now, I mean, if you're going, I could do it better than him if you're going to give me some money, and their fate would be the exact same as Straight Drops. So that's why I say we all have to do better. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get off. I appreciate you all getting on with me tonight as always. Okay. Y'all sleep peacefully tonight. Hey, I wanna say, my heart and stuff goes out to Young Dolph's family. I'm happy, that they got the verdict that they wanted, right? Those people have endured a whole lot. Be quiet. Those people have endured a whole lot, with people accusing them for views and all of that. And so, hey, not knowing what's going to happen, watching the people that were affiliates and participated in this taunt them, kind of troll, basically having other people to troll, because they wanted for people to know that they had did this to this young man, that they took down a mogul. For all of these other dudes that think that it's cool, that that he told him to shut up, and he didn't shut up, so he killed him. Hey, it's a lot of people getting ready to lose. Okay, so I hope that they're paying very close attention to this. Okay, but anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. And I just want to say this before I get off. I hope that there can be peace in the city, right? I know when blood is lost, there's never a way for there to be a truce. Okay, because the Young Dolph's artists loved him, so they would never want to have a truce. But I hope at some point that there can be some peace where they could coexist, like walk past each other. They don't have to speak without pulling their weapons and stuff out. I pray that these young men get stronger in their mind, whereas they're not allowing people to lure them with promises of fame and money, right? Because that karma gonna slow walk you back down sooner or later. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App. Y'all sleep peacefully tonight. I love you guys. I'll speak with you later.